1. The inseparable link between chronic inflammation and aging. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Daily Health Bite. Do you constantly feel tired and unwell without a clear reason? Do you find yourself resting, but still feeling unrefreshed, and your skin seems to be losing its glow, making you look older than your actual age? You might even wonder if the face in the mirror reflects the real you. The surprising truth is, the real culprit behind all these issues could be chronic inflammation. It's a silent killer, slowly eroding your youth, accelerating aging, and leading to various diseases, all without you even realizing it. Most people are completely unaware they're battling it. In this video, we're going to uncover everything about chronic inflammation, the silent force that's literally making your body, starting from your face, age faster. 2 feet inflammaging, the link between aging and inflammation. Our body's aging. There's a crucial concept called inflammaging. This term combines aging and inflammation, referring to a phenomenon where the immune system gradually weakens with age, leading to an imbalance between pro-inflammatory and anti-inflammatory responses. This inflammaging is a serious issue that increases the risk of cardiovascular diseases, cognitive decline, and metabolic disorders, as well as increasing frailty and mortality. The KRD Nahan medical team metaphorically describes chronic inflammation as a quiet fire burning within the body, slowly decaying it. Understanding and managing this issue is the first step towards a healthy old age. 3. The stark difference between acute and chronic inflammation. Inflammation is a natural immune response designed to protect our bodies, but its impact varies drastically depending on its type. Acute inflammation is a temporary, intense immune response meant to protect the body, like a cut or a bacterial infection causing tonsillitis. Symptoms like heat, pain, and swelling appear, but usually resolve within a few days. However, chronic inflammation is different. Unlike acute inflammation, it's a bad inflammation that persists long-term in our organs and blood vessels without noticeable symptoms. Like a weak fire, if it continues or recurs for a long time, it gradually weakens bodily functions and becomes much harder to treat. While acute inflammation helps our body, chronic inflammation harms it. 4 major systemic diseases caused by chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is known as the silent killer, or quiet assassin, stealthily eroding our health from within. This inflammation isn't just a minor discomfort. It acts as a fundamental cause or exacerbating factor for countless diseases we commonly face. This includes prevalent cardiovascular diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and atherosclerosis. Moreover, modern fears like dementia and cancer, as well as autoimmune diseases, are closely linked to chronic inflammation. Furthermore, almost all degenerative diseases prevalent in adults, such as obesity and metabolic syndrome, are inextricably connected to chronic inflammation. Because it doesn't show on the surface, chronic inflammation is even more dangerous. It's time to recognize its severity. 5. Chronic fatigue and pain. First signs of chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation sends signals to our body in various ways. Among the most common is chronic fatigue. If you wake up unrested even after getting enough sleep, and feel sluggish and low on energy throughout the day, you might suspect chronic inflammation. Also, if you frequently experience stiffness and pain in your joints or muscles without a specific reason, this could also be a sign of inflammation. In severe cases, it can be accompanied by weakened bones and muscles, leading to low bone density, osteomalacia, or osteoporosis. This fatigue and pain can be a warning that inflammatory responses are active in your body. 6. Digestive problems and skin issues, another face of chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation also directly affects our gut health and skin. If you experience recurring digestive problems, such as frequent constipation, diarrhea, abdominal bloating, heartburn, or indigestion, you should suspect gut inflammation. Furthermore, chronic inflammation leaves its mark on your skin. Suddenly increased wrinkles, sagging skin, hyperpigmentation, redness, dryness, itching, or a burning sensation if these signs of skin aging accelerate, or if skin troubles recur. It could be a signal that inflammation within your body is manifesting outwardly. As the saying goes, the body ages from the face. First, and chronic inflammation can often appear on the skin earliest. 7. Cognitive decline and depression, a warning for brain health. Chronic inflammation has a devastating impact on brain health. If you frequently experience decreased concentration and memory difficulties, it might be due to an inflammatory fog. It's also closely linked to depression, manifesting as frequent feelings of sadness or lethargy. In severe cases, it can even lead to reduced brain volume and an increased risk of dementia. Chronic stress, in particular, causes an oversecretion of stress hormones, leading to immune imbalance and promoting inflammation in the brain. Since the brain is the command center of our body, managing chronic inflammation is essential for protecting brain health. 8. Obesity, sensory decline, frailty, comprehensive health deterioration. Chronic inflammation is also inextricably linked to obesity. If you are overweight, find it difficult to lose weight. And especially if you have severe abdominal obesity, it could be a sign of high chronic inflammation in your body. This is because fat cells themselves secrete inflammatory substances. Furthermore, the decline in sensory organ functions, such as decreased vision or hearing, is also associated with chronic inflammation. Moreover, as chronic inflammation spreads, the body generally becomes frail, leading to reduced energy and weakness. To live a long and healthy life, overcoming this frailty stage is absolutely crucial. 9 main causes of chronic inflammation. Bad eating habits, sugars, processed foods. Chronic inflammation usually results from a complex interplay of several factors, rather than a single cause. The first and most potent factor is poor eating habits. In particular, excessive consumption of sugar or high fructose corn syrup promotes the secretion of cytokines, substances that activate inflammation, and increases advanced glycation end products ages formation by tenfold. Processed foods heated at high temperatures, such as fried items, hamburgers, and French fries, are recognized as foreign substances in the body, easily triggering inflammation. It's time to immediately check how many toxic foods that ignite inflammation are on your dining table. 10 main causes of chronic inflammation. Bad eating habits, carbs, meat, salt. The foods we unknowingly eat can be major causes of chronic inflammation. When you consume large amounts or excessive combinations of carbohydrates like rice, bread, and noodles, it causes a rapid blood sugar spike. This directly damages blood vessels and triggers inflammation. Furthermore, saturated fats, abundant in red meats and processed meats like hot dogs and sausages, can elevate systemic inflammation levels. Excessive salt intake also provokes inflammatory responses and increases the risk of inflammatory diseases like high blood pressure. How is your dining table right now? Could it be an inflammation zone? 11 main causes of chronic inflammation. Oral bacteria and obesity. Surprisingly, oral bacteria are also a major cause of chronic inflammation. An imbalance of the approximately 500 to 700 types of bacteria in the mouth can lead to periodontal disease. And the toxins from these periodontal bacteria can travel through the bloodstream, spreading inflammation throughout the body. Did you know that 80% of adults in their 30s actually show symptoms of periodontal disease? This fact should not be overlooked. Furthermore, obesity is a powerful cause of chronic inflammation. Fat cells are not merely clumps of fat. They are important organs that secrete inflammatory substances called adipokines. The more severe the obesity, the more it triggers chronic inflammation, and this is closely linked to various metabolic dysfunctions, including leptin resistance. 12 main causes of chronic inflammation. Stress, sleep, exercise. Modern busy lifestyles are also major contributors to chronic inflammation. Endless, chronic stress leads to an oversecretion of cortisol, a stress hormone which causes immune imbalance and promotes inflammation. Sleep deprivation, or conversely, excessive sleep, can also disrupt the immune system and induce inflammation. And lack of exercise lowers metabolism, making it difficult to remove inflammatory substances while decreasing muscle mass and increasing systemic inflammation levels. As you can see, our habits regarding stress, sleep, and exercise directly impact our inflammatory state. 13 main causes of chronic inflammation. Environmental factors, ages, free radicals. The environment we live in also contributes to chronic inflammation. Smoking is one of the worst habits, introducing countless toxic substances into the body that trigger inflammation. Fine dust also enters the lungs, spreads throughout the body via blood vessels, provoking immune responses and causing chronic inflammation. Furthermore, advanced glycation end products. AGEs are modified substances formed when proteins and sugars bind. They are recognized as foreign invaders in the body, attacked by immune cells, and act as both the spark and fuel that ignites and fuels chronic inflammation. Excessive free radicals also damage cell membranes and DNA, causing inflammation and serving as the root of all diseases. 14 main causes of chronic inflammation. Gut microbiome imbalance. Our body's invisible organ is the gut microbiome. An imbalance in these microbes is called gut dysbiosis. When harmful bacteria increase, they produce inflammatory substances, which are closely linked not only to inflammatory bowel diseases, but also to conditions like atopic dermatitis, allergies, aging, and even cognitive decline. This gut microbial ecosystem, also known as the microbiome, profoundly influences our overall health. It's crucial to remember that gut health is the starting point for systemic health. 15. Reducing chronic inflammation. Re-emphasizing diet management. So, how can we manage this chronic inflammation that slowly damages our bodies? Unfortunately, there's currently no direct treatment to eliminate chronic inflammation. Therefore, prevention and management through lifestyle changes are paramount. Among these, experts unanimously agree that dietary management is the most critical factor. Numerous studies indicate that eating less or calorie restriction is the most proven dietary method for reducing inflammation and preventing aging. Reducing overeating and late-night meals, and healthily restricting calories without nutritional deficiencies is the first step. 16 foods good for chronic inflammation. Vegetables, healthy proteins, whole grains. Now, let me tell you about superfoods that help reduce chronic inflammation. First, vegetables. Make sure to consume plenty of dark and vibrant colored vegetables, like spinach, kale, broccoli, and cabbage. Especially the lycopene in tomatoes has stronger anti-inflammatory properties when heated. Second, healthy proteins. It's good to consume legumes like tofu and natto, and fish rich in omega-3s like salmon, herring, and mackerel. Third, whole grains. Choose grains with a low glycemic index that don't rapidly spike blood sugar, such as brown rice, sprouted brown rice, barley, quinoa, and whole wheat bread. 17 foods good for chronic inflammation. Fruits, nuts, spices. Others delicious foods that also help reduce inflammation. First, fruits. Berries like raspberries, strawberries, and blueberries are rich in polyphenols, and apples, pears, cherries, oranges, and grapefruits are also good. However, be mindful of excessive fructose intake. Second, nuts and seeds. Walnuts, almonds, and flax seeds are rich in omega-3s and unsaturated fatty acids, helping to alleviate inflammation. Third, spices and herbs. Curcumin from turmeric, quercetin from onions, gingerol from ginger, and allicin from garlic all have powerful anti-inflammatory effects. Olive oil and dark chocolate are also good choices. Employ the wisdom of healing your body with food. 18. Reducing chronic inflammation. Regular exercise. As important as diet in reducing chronic inflammation is regular exercise. Studies show that consistently exercising at moderate intensity for 30 minutes, 5 times a week, can reduce inflammation levels by as much as 12%. Exercise boosts metabolism, helping to remove inflammatory substances, and is essential for preventing muscle loss that comes with aging. Combining aerobic and resistance training is effective, especially since abdominal obesity is a major reservoir of chronic inflammation. Incorporating core exercises to reduce visceral fat is also crucial. Exercise itself is the most powerful anti-inflammatory. 19. Reducing chronic inflammation. Stress, sleep, oral hygiene. To manage chronic inflammation, there are essential habits you shouldn't overlook. First, stress management. You need to reduce the secretion of stress hormones through methods that relax your body and mind. such as meditation, yoga, or half-body baths. Second, sufficient sleep. Getting 7 to 8 hours of proper sleep per day is crucial for strengthening the immune system and reducing inflammation. Additionally, earthing, grounding can help improve sleep quality and reduce inflammation. Third, oral hygiene. Brush your teeth thoroughly and get annual scaling at the dentist to prevent the invasion of oral bacteria. Lastly, no smoking is essential, and you should minimize exposure to environmental toxins like fine dust as much as possible. 20 Conclusion and implications towards a healthy 100. Today, we've thoroughly explored how chronic inflammation is not just a discomfort, but a silent killer that accelerates the aging process and is a direct or indirect cause of numerous chronic diseases. Since there's no direct cure for chronic inflammation, prevention and management through lifestyle changes are essential. This requires a comprehensive change in your lifestyle, including healthy eating habits, regular exercise, effective stress management, sufficient sleep, meticulous oral hygiene, and environmental management. Successful aging begins with an appropriate balance between pro-inflammatory and anti-inflammatory substances. As Thomas Edison predicted, it is now time for individuals to proactively manage their health assets and strive to reduce chronic inflammation, walking the path towards a true, healthy 100. We support your healthy future.